Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters. In this series, I want to talk to our new Muslim brothers and sisters about life after the Shahada. I want to talk to you about everyday situations and challenges that may take place once you've become a Muslim. In this episode, I want to talk to you about marriage. Now, you've accepted Islam and maybe you've already experienced Muslims from the community trying to marry you off. Now, I would advise to wait and don't be pressured into marriage when you have just accepted Islam. The reason is because it can be overwhelming at this stage. You have so much to learn about that. If you add marriage on top of that, it creates a pressure cooker that you may not be willing to handle or you can't handle at this stage. So hold off marriage for now. It is better for you to get to know your religion, adjust to Islamic lifestyle, adjust to the way of life, because Islam is a complete way of life. So it's really important that you educate yourself a little bit more about Islam, adjust to your new lifestyle, adjust to your new faith, and adjust to your new Muslim community. And the reason I say that is because if you are grown up in a non-Muslim community, it is completely different to the Muslim community, and you will see so many differences in culture, in faith, that it's really important to get to know these a little bit better before you add marriage to that. Now, I would say give it at least a year before you consider marriage to get to know a bit more about Islam and the community. Once you have decided that marriage is for you after that time, then it also is important to understand the Islamic wedding or marriage process. It's completely different to the non-Muslim marriage process, and it is really important to understand it so that you can do it as best as you can. Now, you may not be wanting to marry, and that's fine, but if you do, then please make sure you get to know the steps. If you are a new Muslim sister and you have never been married before, it is really important that you find yourself a wali or a guardian. Now, the concept of a guardian in the Western society is probably seen as a bit backward, because nowadays women don't need somebody to help them take that step. But in Islam, it's very different, and it is really important that you get somebody who you can really trust. It can be your local imam, or it can be a friend's father, a friend's uncle, a friend's brother, or even a friend's husband. The key here is he has to treat you and your interest as if he would his own daughter. That is really, really important. He has to take care and protect your rights. So he is able to, if there is a suitor coming to you, he is able to ask the community, this guy's friends, this guy's family, about how suitable he would be for you. Is he able to provide? Is he going to give you a good family life? Is he going to give you your rights? Is he going to be a good husband? Is he respectable? All these things he can ask about. Also, he can notice any red flags that are there. Is this guy only coming to you because he wants a visa? Is this guy only coming to you because he wants money? Is this guy coming to you because he wants property? All these things. So this is the importance of a wali, especially to a new Muslim sister. Lots of Muslim sisters who are new to Islam have been let down and heartbroken, and lots of devastation has been left because they have been fooled into marriage for a temporary marriage of convenience or a visa. And this is just the biggest act of betrayal that you can think of. So this is why it is really important to know the red flags. And I want to be very blunt here. You are new to Islam. You are not new to life. So whatever was a red flag before you converted to Islam is a red flag after you convert to Islam. Nothing changes. So if you wouldn't trust this person before, don't trust this person now. It is that simple. But a wali will also help you with that. Another option to consider is marriage to a convert brother. New Muslim brothers get a hard time in the Muslim community. Not a lot of Muslim families want their daughters married to convert brothers. Maybe it's because they don't feel he may know enough, or he's able to support their daughter in her faith, or they just eye converts sometimes with suspicion. So this is a great option. Marry a convert brother. And if he's the same culture as you, that's wonderful, because all of the cultural clashes that you may face by marrying somebody who's not in the same culture will not happen. So please consider our new Muslim brothers. If you are marrying somebody who is of a different culture, it is extremely important to have conversations before marriage. Those conversations about children, about is he okay with you working, about child rearing. This is all extremely important, because he may have a different idea to you. And it's better to have these conversations before you get married than after you get married. And that's going to cause arguments and so on. It's also important to take time to know each other and to get to know each other's culture. It's not just you who has to adapt to him. It is him who has to adapt to you as well. And I can't stress on that enough. You have to have a lot of compromise and a lot of patience. But he can't just demand that you're the only one adapting to him. He has to do that too. You are both in this marriage together, and you have to equally adapt to each other's life and culture. The last point I want to make is for those Muslim sisters who are new to Islam, who are already married but to a non-Muslim. Now, lots of Muslims will tell you, you've got to divorce. Of course, don't offer this advice if you are a Muslim. It's wrong. First of all, you're going to push somebody away from Islam like that. She's going to love her husband. If she loves her husband, then he's not preventing her from living her Islamic lifestyle. We have no right to tell them to divorce. They should seek knowledge and wisdom from somebody in the know, like an imam, but it's not down to us to tell them to get divorced. Actually, Omar ibn al-Khattab had a situation like this, and he actually judged that the woman, it's up to her whether she stays with him until he accepts Islam or she leaves him. And also, Ibn al-Qayyim actually said there were 9 different opinions about this topic. One is that the imam can expedite the separation. The other is that it's okay to present Islam to the spouse. The other is that it's permissible for her to remain with him until the end of the waiting period, or it's permissible for her to wait for him to accept Islam, even if that takes years. And this is source Aham Atil al-Dhimma 2/650. Allah knows best in this situation. It is not for us just to tell somebody, go and get divorced. We have to think about it. We have to seek the knowledge in the source, because we can just drive her away from Islam. If that guy is not stopping her from practicing Islam, then we cannot say that. And also, she can talk to him about Islam. She can educate him about Islam in the hope that he does accept Islam and make a lot of dua. Allah knows best, and no matter what you decide to do when it comes to marriage, just take the time to get to know the process, and first and foremost, get to know your Islam and your rights as a wife or a husband in Islam. Assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.